Alright, looks like we're going to the disfavored camp. Oh, hold on. This fort was constructed shortly after routing rebels along the valley's western edge. The Archon Gravenash directs all disfavored efforts from the location. 2 hours, 45 minutes. Yeah, apparently if we don't get this war won soon, we'll all just die. So, yeah, we're gonna go there because that's the only location we know. Take what you can carry and leave the cart otherwise, etc. This is robbery. Is it robbery? Can I talk to you? Can I talk to you? Hail, Fatebinder! The disfavored scout nods at your approach. Camp's on up ahead, don't mind us, just clearing out the rabble. I still don't understand what I've done to offend. I respect that these are now disfavored lands, and I'm happy to give the Legion a proper toll, but she's going on about trading rights. What nonsense is that? I'm not allowed to trade one thing for another? It's not like I'm selling weapons to angry peasants or anything of the sort. Overlord regulates all trade. You're on disfavored land. These warriors have every right to kill you. You should be more thankful. They're even listening to you speak. But I'm only here to peddle my wares. I mean no harm. The merchant takes a step back, his eyes scanning the soldiers for signs of movement. And if you think I'm a threat to the disfavored camp, then you have seriously overestimated me. Please, how do I make this right? For the sound of it, I feel like I'm about to be robbed. You're not the only one. I'm being robbed of patience as we speak. We should move on, Fatebinder. Petty disputes are beneath us both. Robbed? No, you fool. You're being granted life after trespassing our lands. All for the simple price of what's in your cart. Not our fault you don't have your permits in order. I don't write the rules. I just ruthlessly enforce them. Please, the merchant lurches towards you, eyes wide with desperation. Can you do something? This is none of my concern. Carry on. Right you are. We'll take care of this vulture. The crescent runner nods to you with a knowing smile. It's none of my business. I don't give a shit. Can I steal his shit? Slow down a moment. I know we're both eager to watch the Archons bicker over tactics like a pair of magpies, but I need to ask you something first. Okay, what's that? The voices of Nerad told me that you've come as a mediator. Considering the source, well, I can't help but feel I'm only hearing half the story. So let's have it out. What's so special about you? I can't do that. Subterfuge. Yeah. Did the voices of Nerad ask you to spy on me? At a loss for words, Versus regards you with a momentary unease. Well, are you even surprised? He's the Archon of Secrets. Knowing in advance is his business. So is snatching up any advantage over Graven Ash. Those two compete look like, oh god, look like a couple of new recruits for a spot around a fire. It's nothing nefarious. The voices is just curious why you're here. If he wanted to know more, you wouldn't be able to suss it out that easily. He would have sent one of his scarier peons in my stead. Okay, well, I mean, what else has the voices of Nera told you? Only that I could find you in Edringding's ruins. Truthfully, I could have picked you out of a crowd. You're the only one of us who hasn't spent the last few months bathing in the sink of Madian River. She laughs, but there's a forced nature to it. Okay, why so suspicious? It's just a feeling I got. When the Archons are together, the air gets as taut as a bowstring. I can't help but think that no amount of compromise will get them seeing eye to eye. So why invite a mediator from Tunan's court? It doesn't add up. Okay, well, I mean, I guess I'll tell you. Oh wait, why do you think the Archons are at odds? I've been with the Scarlet Chorus since the early days of the conquest, so I can say it's been building for a few years now. There's an energy about those two, like a pair of storms moving to collide. I hear tell that Graven Ash and the voices of Nearat shared some bad blood in the Northern Empire, but I don't know any of the particulars. By my authority, the Archons will fall in line. That sounds like exactly the attitude to set this campaign in the right direction. I don't envy you the task of getting them to cooperate, which sounds about as easy as teaching a tornado to heal. At least you sound like you know what you're doing. Alright. I'm here to deliver an edict from Kairos. That makes a crazy kind of sense considering how long the siege has taxed the armies. I can understand why Kairos would send you with an edict to speed things along. Have you read it? Do you know what it says? Actually, I haven't read it. Oh wait, I guess I have, because I do know. The Archons must claim Ascension Hall by Kairos' Day of Swords, or all will perish. One more thing for the Archons to fight over. Well, thanks for cluing me in. If Kairos sends any lightning our way, just tell me when to duck. Alright. I really ought to be meeting with the Archons. The war tent is just past the center of camp. She nods towards the northeast. One last thing. Be careful around these disfavored types. They take their work seriously, and most have suffered too many blows to the head. Yeah, I imagine.
I don't think so.
Can I not unlock that? I don't have enough subterfuge. I need 39. I thought I had a ton of subterfuge. I thought I had all kinds of subterfuge. Alright, we don't want to go that way. There's a deer in there? Hello? Who do we have here? Step closer and present yourself. Yeah, one second. I gotta take a look around. Make sure there's nothing I want to, like, pick up. Alright, there's nothing out here. Everything's in here. Hi. I'm going to talk to you. The gate guide holds up a warning hand. Go no further. You approach disfavored grounds. State your business. I am Viper, Fate Binder of Tunon. I bring words from Kairos. Words for your commander's ears. Understood. His posture relaxes, his weapon lowering. On behalf of the disfavored, I welcome you into our camp. The Archons are gathered in the war tent. Head straight up through the gate. Alright, yeah, get the fuck out of my way. I'm the Fate Binder. I'm a binder of fate. Hail to you, guardian of the law. The man dressed in merchant finery greets you with a smile. If you have a few excess rings weighing you down, best unburden yourself before the battle. You know that if the disfavored suffer a merchant in their camp, that must be a man selling only the finest provisions and armaments. He points to his collection of shields, rations, satchels, wineskins, and other sundries. Take a look and see if there's something that interests you. Oh, I don't have any of these. Damn. Alright. How did you come to work for the disfavored? Hard work and good supplies. When Tuon's men came to my village, all the merchants were given different lists of what they were and weren't permitted to trade. He smiled and hand on his hip. In Kairos wisdom, my record must have been a good one, because I was given the right to trade in all manner of goods. Most importantly, arms. Not a lot of merchants can legally sell weapons. It was like that even before Kairos. Well, let me see your wares. Isonitis curses the air as the blade of a thin iron breaks in half beneath his hammer. Repairing weapons with scrap isn't exactly why I got into this craft, but our supplies are spent. He wipes the sweat from his brow and gets a better look at you. Why not forge bronze? Bronze will do in a pinch, don't get me wrong. It can take a beating and get bent back into shape. Unlike this stubborn iron we have here, he glances at the pile of his work with dread. And we always have plenty of tin and copper laying around. So, supplies aren't the problem. It's a rare smith who can churn out military-grade bronze consistently. More often than not, it comes out soft. He looks around the camp. We're garbing the Legion head to toe in iron because it's cheaper and easier to produce for the masses. Couldn't do that with bronze. They call the disfavored the Iron Legion for a reason. Strategy and skill may be our backbone, but our claws are made of iron. The good stuff that comes from the Smiths and Lethian's Crossing. You mentioned an iron shortage? I'm afraid so. The last shipment sent down to Tyranny went missing near Arabkal Crossing, and I'm afraid we won't be seeing any more of that now that the valley is sealed. Forge-bound iron is Tuon's responsibility. Why is this the first I'm hearing of it? Keep your voice down. Atsunatosis flinches and lowers his own. Gravenash doesn't want to cause panic or pass any information to the Verdant Guard. Best case scenario, the iron tumbled off a boat and is rusting in a riverbed. Worst case, it ends up in enemy hands. If I find myself in Echo Call, I suppose I can keep an eye out. I appreciate that, as does the great general, more than you might guess. Maybe he isn't quick to offer his thanks to outsiders, but I know he'll be grateful for your help. It would be a boon to the war effort if our iron was recovered. Yeah, you can trust me to handle this. I'm probably not going to. I knew that Tuon wouldn't have dispatched you without good reason. The court isn't exactly known for gambling when the stakes are high. He glances to a crate beside him and points to a small set of notches on the wood. You see that? That is how we tell apart our iron shipments from the rest. Inconspicuous, so people don't go snooping around. You want to keep an eye out for these. Good hunting. I don't understand. Can I actually physically see that, or need something else? Damn it, I don't have gilded print. Alright, I'd like to see your wares. Now we got a prisoner here. Sell your fellow Kairos dogs. Alright, well, I thought maybe you'd have a little bit more to say. But, I suppose not. What about you? Can't wait to get out of this camp. Meager portions of something or other. They're eating shitty food. Ah, glory to the voices of Nearat, projecting his salute for all to hear. The grinning blood chanter wraps his staff around the ground as you approach. Fatebinder Viper, I presume. He smiles, quickly retreats, giving way to a sour scowl. I am Bitterquip. I am here as the emissary of the Scarlet Chorus. Bitterquip looks at you impatiently. What can you tell me of the Scarlet Chorus? Scarlet Chorus is the future of the Tears. I feel only derision and pity for those who fear our inevitable ascension. Bitterquip looks at you with a raised eyebrow. What in particular would you like to know? What is your role in the chorus? I am the blood chanter. My magic can turn the will of a man, and the tide of battle. I have held command for 3 years now, though being forced to keep an eye on the disfavored is not the reward I had envisioned with my service thus far. Sounds as if you really like the voices of Nearat. Bitterquip blinks several times and scowls, saying nothing. How did you come to join the Scarlet Chorus? The doctrine of strength speaks to me, and I answer its call, as did some of my arcane peers. I took the chorus almost instantly. Unlike most, I cried not for the life of comfort lost to me. My magic invokes fear and terror, and I easily established my dominance over a pack in my early days in the chorus. If you're so curious about it all, Bitterquip smiles, lifting an eyebrow, perhaps you should come visit our camp and see for yourself. Tell me about the voices of Nearat. He is supreme commander and public servant, he who sets us free from directs all. But directs all. Bitterquip smiles as he talks, his face turning flush. The voices of Nearat is the epitome of what each of us can be, a magician without equal, and a leader of uncountable numbers. The voices of the chorus are one, conquering, expanding, growing, changing, always stronger. Bitterquip pounds the staff on the ground. Glory to the voices. All right. He nods at you. Okay. Well, that's great, Bitterquip. Thanks. Soldier nods at you. Hi. Yeah. You have anything to say? No? Okay. What you got here? Nothing useful, I see. What about this? Tables? That's real helpful, thank you. I needed to know about those damn tables. It was bugging me, you know. Hi. Stay vigilant, Fatebinder. Oh, I'm vigilant. Purging odor. Pungent. Oh, man, keep an eye out Scarlet Chorus. Oh, don't you worry, I
Good
am.
thing I keep a torsion wrench handy.
God damn it. If only my subterfuge were higher. Perhaps when I level up, I can level up my goddamn subterfuge. Am I close to leveling up? Almost. 100 more experience. That's not close at all. The Archon awaits you inside, Fatebinder.
Curious.
Voices about that and 2 on. I think Ash could something or other. Why did I just gain subterfuge? Oh! Potion of elemental barriers. Is it because I found this? This box? Ah, here we go.
That's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tearsmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
The Archon of War pounds his staff on the ground to punctuate his words. A large and imposing man to begin with. His profile is made larger still by his hulking suit of armor that hums with mystic energy.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery. But I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
The Archon of Secret passes a scepter between his hands as he speaks, twirling the rod in a hypnotic circle. Emerald luminescence seeps from the seams of the Archon's ragged red robes. The glow is most noticeable where his neck ought to be. The mask seems to float and spin, never pivoting or bending naturally.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
Verse whispers fearfully as she beholds the Archons. Oh man. I am here to proclaim Kairos' edict. The valley was sealed in preparation for this moment. Gain favor, Scarlet Choruses, and I guess I gained favor with everybody. The Queen Slayer! Sensing your presence, the disfavored commander snaps into a firm salute. No doubt your presence here will strike despair into the hearts of our enemy. Lord Ash, Lord Nerat, our guest is here. Disfavored. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Scarlet Chorus. Yeah. Gain mana favor, lose mana favor. Voices of Nerat, we don't want to lose no favor. I can't use my diplomat. Glare silently. That's gonna have to do.
Ah, the Stormcaller. Conveniently late once more. Our eyes and ears tell us you come bearing an edict. The anticipation is killing us.
My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Edring. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation. Well, that is the sort of camaraderie that Kairos demands of us all.
Okay. On the last of his words, the Archon of War glares at the voices of Nerat, furrowing his brow as he utters the word camaraderie. Let's see. Voice of Nerat gain minor favor. Honor here. Gain minor favor. No, we're gonna do this. Are you all done bickering? I have an edict to proclaim.
My dear Binder, we won't be done bickering until the last of Ash's hair falls out. We'll pause for you to read your little missive. Go on, don't keep us all in suspense.
You do realize I outrank you.
Once again, you bring us support in a time of need. We fondly remember your service to the chorus in the taking of the bastard city. We knew back then you were destined for great things. But we had not anticipated you would be twice honored with the task of proclamation. So, Do not keep us waiting. What is the Overlord's will?
Well, you see, the thing about that is, verse gain loyalty near gain average favor. Yeah, that sounds good. In honor of your incompetence and disarray, the edict will execute every living thing in this valley. Ascension Hall is taken by Kairos' Day of Swords. The earth sways with each word you utter, the air thickening with warmth as you pronounce the tersely commandment in every syllable drafted by the hand of Kairos. With the edict proclaimed, your voice quickens with the muscles in your legs, worn from a long trip down the mountain. Feel renewed, the tired limbs now nearly buoyant with vigor. By Kairos' will.
Means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive.
That's right.
We'll need to advance across the Matani. We lose everything if we stand still. And we move to back up Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time. So we do this the hard way. Over the walls, instead of through.
The Archon of War taps his finger against its temple. A low rumble escapes from under his beard.
So you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? The baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
The Archon of Secrets passes his scepter from one hand to the next, chuckling softly with each toss. You hear the voices in your head. Watch him squirm, so many tears over replaceable, expendable, useless soldiers. I miss the old Archon of War. You'd never see blood echo in a blobbering mess over a few dead killers. He'd use the knuckle bones of his best disciples for jewelry, and even made a breastplate out of his dead brother's... Out of his dead brother's what? Out of his dead brother's rib cage, because that's how a real man deals with grief. Oh, oh man. Subterfuge, but it'll give me wrath. Damn it. Do I want wrath with them though? I don't fuck Ashen Grave. I don't give a shit about Ashen Grave. Gain minor. Are you too daft? It is your indecision and bickering that necessitates this edict.
Daft? Only fools hate their lives enough to insult our intellect. But, our dear Binder, your invective is not without purpose.
You do know I outrank
Each
you,
moment
right?
we waste, death by edict draws closer. Raven Ash, we leave you to tackle the river. The chorus will scour the outer valley.
You do know I outrank you, right?
So that is what it
Both
takes
of you.
to get you to agree to a plan of action. The threat of death? You place the Overlord in this position with your incessant arguments, but now we've actually agreed to do something. Kairos be praised.
Yes, Kairos be praised, motherfuckers. Minor wrath, no. Average favor, that sounds good. Alright. No more sitting idle. I expected this favor to be on the march at once.
You've delivered your edict. Do not pretend it gives you the right to give orders to an Archon.
I outrank you. My lord, Barrack and his band has been drilled on the Echo Call assault plan. The Crescent Runners should be briefing him as well as speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. I will dispatch him at once. The Iron Marshal salutes and clapping her gauntlets to her breastplate. And I will ensure the chorus stands ready to march if the disfavored can take the river. The chorus has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Thus, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunan's chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
I know that you're having her spy on me.
I won't let you down, boss. She'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as she doesn't do anything too stupid.
I cannot guarantee that.
And before we forget, we have a debt to settle. Last year, when our warriors got confused about supply lines, so kind of you to understand how things get muddled in the fog of war.
When the warriors got confused? During the Stalwart campaign, Scarlet Chorus recruits raided disfavored provisions to alleviate their hunger. You ordered the Legion to share their provisions and punish the offending recruits with the loss of a hand. Oh, right. The Archon of Secrets tosses several iron rings your way as he begins to leave. He taps the fifth eye on his shoulder, and with one last twirl of his scepter, you hear the voice in your head, "Suit yourself, Fatebinder. The more you ignore us." How am I ignoring you? How did I ignore you? The Archon departs with his underling. The voice of Nira gained favor. Alright, catch the rings. Lose favor with Graven Ash. I don't give a shit. Gain favor with him. Good. Yeah, you know what? Fuck Graven Ash. I don't give a shit. Catch the rings. I want that money. 300 rings. Is that good? That's probably good. The Archon of Secrets lets out a small chuckle as he leaves. Yeah, you can give me money. I'll take money. I don't care.
Fine. The fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kairos' judgment. But I will never understand why the voices of Narat is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end.
Well,
Though the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us.
that's probably true.
Queenslayer, I would ask that you join us in battle, if only for the satisfaction of your presence enraging the enemy.
I mean, I'm down for some murder.
If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
Okay. I'm short a few scouts, short a few soldiers, short a few everything. I'm sure my brethren would be grateful for the assistance of a skilled outsider. And what of the Scarlet Chorus? How will they be helping?
I ask myself that question often. While we take the river crossing, the Scarlet Chorus should be using their sizable presence to remove the Oathbreaker patrols lurking in the outer valley.
Okay. The Oathbreakers have maintained a sizable force outside the Citadel. We need the Chorus's manpower to scour the region. Otherwise, the Oathbreakers will attack our heels once we cross the Mittani. Do I have to help you? I'm gonna glare silently. The Iron Marshal salutes Graven Ash, then turns to leave the tent. I'll be at the training grounds, readying the soldiers. Find me there when you're ready. Yeah, I don't care. She pauses, clearing her throat. And though I am loath to mention it, the chorus can likely use your assistance. They certainly won't secure the outer valley on their own. The fifth eye will be somewhere in the rat's nest they call the camp due east. Seek him out if you must. I'm going to. I don't give a shit. You guys fix your own shit. Alright. You got anything in here I can steal, by the way? Oh, you got a chest.
So hard.
Yeah, I'm taking that. I need it, goddammit. I am the battle report from Echo Call. Alright? Alright, that's good. Ooh, what's this? Some blood moss. Bloody moss, huh? What you doing with that in here? Why can't I open this chest? Why does it look like there's something there? Never mind. Never mind. You got anything else to say? The Archon of War lets out a long sigh as he surveys the map and models displayed about the desk. He glances over his shoulder, making brief eye contact before his brow he turned back to his... You know I outrank you, right? The first time you proclaimed an edict, you gave the enemy a suspicious amount of time to ready themselves. I chalk it up to excessive mercy for a backwards people. But when the edict is against your kin, that order you follow to the letter. Well, what the fuck else was I supposed to do, asshole? You want me to bend the rules or not? Bow to the Archon. No. Remain silent. Be gone from my tent. I tire of these endless distractions. Yeah, fuck you, alright? I don't give a shit. What do you mean you haven't heard from Commander Ironclad? It's been a full span since we sent something or other. Last we heard, Master something or other. Fatebinder Viper, am I right? I'm Severus. I'm Cervix. I'm calling you Cervix from now on. Commander and third generation disfavored. Specifically, I'm Cervix the Younger. Oh no, I shouldn't have named you Cervix. Some folks can't keep track. The rank says Commander, but lately I'm just organizing patrols and trying to stay out of the way. You should talk to Iron Marshal if you have something officially you need to discuss. What is it you need? I overheard you asking the Earthshaker where their reinforcements have gone. Is there a problem? I'm afraid so. Radix, the head of the Earthshakers, was supposed to arrive with a group of his most competent spell slingers to help break this stalemate. I don't know what's holding up their arrival, and that worries me. If you were inclined to lend a hand, we could use arcane support on our side. Do I care about the disfavored? Sounds terrible, but I have other matters to consider first. And here I was under the mistaken impression that you'd come to break the siege. I won't make that mistake again. I mean, we're being timed, though. We gotta... Tell me about yourself. Disfavored. Not much to tell. My father was Cervix the Elder. My father was Cervix the First of his name. Led drill master of Ash's first Iron Guard back when they were the Bronze Guard. I was born into the Legion, and with any hope I'll die in the Legion. The rest you will hopefully hear about when the storytellers immortalize me. Oh, I don't have enough of that. You should be proud of your pedigree, I guess. Yeah, you should be proud of your pedigree, I guess. Thanks, but I try not to think about it too fondly. If anything, every time I screw something up, I wish I hadn't dragged my family name along the mud with me. The family name of Cervix. Back to my other questions. Why do you think the siege has delayed for so long? It should have been over real quick and simple. The first cohort arrived and the valley went right for the kill. But that was before we knew the Verdant Guard had sages and the waters and witches on their side and shit, and they had all kinds of crazy things. A bigger problem is Scarlet Chorus. They eagerly conscript the Verdant Guard, but I have no proof of this. It seems that they do very little to keep a watchful eye on these drafted tiersmen, and they are often sent out on patrol, and we suspect they use that opportunity to escape back to the Verdant Guards. Every chorus conscript has a choice, life under Kairos or death under the army's boot. By all means, feel free to cut down those who chose the latter. We won't be offended. Just so we don't mistake each other, I know what I'm saying carries an implication of treachery. I'm not making a formal accusation before Tuon's agent. I'm just voicing my gut opinion on the matter. Two armies haven't worked well in years. Why do you think that is? Come on, Binder. Seems like you're asking why Beast Stink and Disfavored are the only way too eager to deliver Kairos' peace to the tiers, but the Scarlet Chorus brings only mayhem in their wake. You could tell me the voice of Nira has a plan and I'll take your word for it, but the Chorus sure seems to blunder around, never moving with purpose as we do. I wonder if we've been fighting the same war. Soldiers. Soldier? I've seen Ash yank his precious soldiers away from more battles than he's won. If you want to call that progress, be my guest. Unless we find a way to work as one, I fear that the Scarlet Chorus will step in front of Graven Ash's strategies at every turn. As far as I'm concerned, it seems like the voice of Nearad is here to assume or amuse himself, while the rest of us are here to do our job. I guess about those Earthshakers. Yes, they are still nowhere to be found. If you have the energy or attention to spare or track them down, I'm sure we'll be much obliged to have our mages back. Uh, I guess I could lend a hand. Northern clearing is now unlocked on the map. Could you? I knew that Tuon's agent wouldn't fail us in our time of need. Unlock the last known site of the Earthshaker's reinforcements. Yeah. Ah. Go to the northern clearing? I guess. Alright, were we supposed to talk to Barrick? Or the Crescent Runners? I guess maybe Barrick? Maybe this guy? Don't just coddle the impact. Push back with your shield. Take the momentum. Iron Marshal and field commander of the disfavored pounds her fist in the air. She calls out to the warriors in training ground. I set eyes on your opponent waistline. If you spend your time glancing around his footwork, you've lost. The disfavored officer turns to you, adjusting the pale gold sour coat. Judging from her uniform, this is the Iron Marshal, Erin. She first among equals to the Iron God, Graven Ash's inner circle of trusted followers, charged with being the duties of leadership, logistics, and training. Well, there is rarely a quiet day for the second in command of the disfavored legion. As she clears her throat, need to stay on top of the troops as skills are rest and oh good, is it something or other? I really don't care. Carry on. Bye. Hey, what's up with this prisoner, by the way? Can we kill him? Kairos dogs? Can we kill this guy? Do you guys care?